It's Kathy Chetta here with Catching Up with Kathy. I'm in the city of Port Coquitlam at the Port Coquitlam Recreation Centre for the 19th Annual Volunteer Awards. And why are the volunteers here today? Over 41 volunteers were nominated. There's 250 people here today, and the motto of Port Coquitlam is their volunteers are priceless. And let's find out why.
Tonight we celebrate our volunteers. They are the heart of our community. They put in thousands of hours to make this the best place to live, work, play, and retire. And we know that our volunteers are priceless right here in Port Coquitlam.
So at this point, we'd like to say thank you to the wonderful sponsors for tonight's dinner. Did you enjoy your dinner tonight? All some great local restaurants. San Remo's for the dinner. We have Menchie's frozen yogurt for the wonderful dessert. I can see a bit of a lineup there still as well. We doing okay with the yogurt? We're doing okay? Yeah, all right. Also the local Shaughnessy Avenue Starbucks for supplying the coffee and tea service, and a big thank you as well to the Riverside and Terry Fox leadership students for their help clearing tonight. So thank you for that. I thought I'd start tonight setting the tone with a few quotes from inspirational volunteers. Like this one: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." That's from Gandhi. "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." That's from Muhammad Ali. I volunteer as tribute." Katniss Everdeen, Hunger Games. About 3/4 of the room got that joke. We want to say a very special welcome as well to the mayor, councillors, and special guests here tonight. Mayor Greg Moore and his wife Erin are here. We have Councillor Laura DuPont, Councillor Mike Forrest and his wife Karen, Councillor Daryl Penner, Councillor Glenn Pollock, Councillor Brad West and his wife Blair, Councillor Dean Washington. Big round of applause for that table in attendance tonight. Thank you. Our CAO, John Lieburn, is here. We want to say a very special thank you to our guests as well. Our special guests, 3 former members of council and the Freedom of City recipients make that 4. We have Mike Bowen, Mark Gordon, we have Philip Ranger, and George Laking, former mayor. Mr. Dale Bryant is here. He's representing the constituency office for MP Ron McKinnon. Mike Farnworth, MLA for the City of Port Coquitlam riding, and also former City Council member and Freedom of the City recipient. We also have our May Queen, Lauren Kasich, in attendance. So, who here is a volunteer? Who's here volunteering? Okay. Shout out, what are some of the reasons why you volunteer? Because obviously, you do it for special reasons, but everyone has their own reasons. What are some of your reasons? Free cake? What else? Other reasons? You meet great people. Actually, I'll tell you a personal story. I was volunteering many years as a Riverside secondary student. One of my former teachers is here actually tonight. And I was then interested in a leadership course through the City of Port Coquitlam and to do some volunteering with the Parks and Rec department, all because of a girl. She had signed up and I really, really liked her. And now I married her. So now we've got a 1-year-old son. So you see, there's so many great things that can come out of volunteering. You can get someone pregnant. That's pretty cool. There's no guarantees, by the way. I'm not saying you get, you know. We want to say a very special thank you to you for showing up here tonight, Thursday night, in this wonderful, beautiful arena. And please welcome Mayor Greg Moore.
And let's give a big round of applause for Kevin. You know, yeah. I don't know about you, but we do listen to the Peak at Kevin and Sonia in the morning. So if you just close your eyes, you can picture, you know, Kevin's voice in the morning, and he does such a phenomenal job. He is so funny in the morning. He just if you're driving to work or something like that, or you're on the bus and you got your headphones on, make sure you tune into the Peak, because these guys are so funny in the morning. It's just a great way to start the day, and the fact that thanks. Okay, I'll keep going. I'm on a fixed income here as a politician. You superstar radio disc jockeys I know make big bucks. So let's put that in there. But anyways, no, in true serious, it's great to have a Poco kid, grew up in Poco, went to school in Poco, and now he's the voice of one of the best radio stations we have and one of the best morning shows. So Kevin, and last year, let me just say this before you applause once more. Last year, I met Kevin for the first time. Aaron and I met him through something we were doing with I Am Someone, the nonprofit group that we started. And then Kevin said to me afterwards, he said, hey, anytime you want me to help out or volunteer in the community, just let me know. And so we have. We've called on him a couple times to do events like this and other events, and every time we call. One time he said no because you're out of town, which we'll let you go on, but every other time he's like, absolutely, I'll be a part of it. So let's give another big round of applause for Kevin. Thank you.
Property taxes,
It'd be $40 if you were in a different community, though, by the way. Anyways, I want to say on behalf of council, and I know they'll come up, each of them, to give out volunteer awards and say thank you as well, but really one of the great things that happens for us on council, for ourselves, our spouses, we go to a lot of events. We go to a lot of things that happen in the community that frankly most of you put on, and so we get to see on a daily or weekly basis the amazing volunteerism that you do in our community to make Port Coquitlam such an incredible place. And I know you always give me a hard time when I say small town charm, but really it's the people that, we've gone from a community to, a relatively small size to 60,000 people, yet I think we still feel like we know everybody, and we don't. It's, 1 or 2 degrees of separation, but because of the volunteering, because of what you do to give back to our community, it really does create that tight-knit, close community. I was chatting with someone last night at the BIA AGM, and he's lived here for 2 months now with his family. They moved from East Vancouver, and he said, I can't believe how incredible this community is. If I had discovered Port Coquitlam 10 years ago, I would have moved here 10 years ago. So we're kind of that, I think, best kept secret around in the Lower Mainland, and so thank you for everything that you do to continue to make Port Coquitlam that great place. So as you know, our theme this year is volunteers are priceless, and absolutely priceless to everything that happens in our community, and that love, that warmth, that happiness that happens in our community. And we're really thankful because not only are you priceless, it does cost money to put these things on. And we've been doing this for 19 years now to say thank you to our volunteers. And of those 19 years, 18 years, Fortis has been with us to sponsor and make this happen. So we want to bring up Joan Isaac with Fortis, who's the Community and Aboriginal Relations Manager, to say a few words and say thank you to Fortis for helping us put this on so we can thank you. Let's give Joan a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mayor Moore. And Kevin, thank you very much. I must tell you that your sexy slow jams in the morning are a little bit hard to explain to my 9-year-old sometimes. So, school time, delivery, maybe after 9. So good evening, Mayor Moore, councillors, community members, former mayors, and you wonderful volunteers. I'm so pleased to be here again this evening to celebrate your community spirit. I'm also pleased to be able to share a little bit of Fortis BC news with you. Earlier this week, Fortis BC was awarded an award similar to what some of you will be receiving tonight. It's the Vancouver Board of Trade's RICS Award for Engaged Corporate Citizen. We were honored to receive this award as it recognizes how companies demonstrate both in policies and practices the highest standard of stewardship towards the well-being of customers, employees, owners, business partners, the environment, and the broader community. So it's a notable award, and we are now in the league of some other major corporations such as Van City, Global TV, TELUS, and Port Metro Vancouver. In the past 6 years, we have invested in programs that have reduced Greater Vancouver's greenhouse gas emissions by 530,000 tons. So that's a major contribution to the environment and just one of the demonstrations of how we give back to the community through some of the programs that we offer. So we're honored to be here and to recognize investments in the community as well. And this was demonstrated and how we continue to support local government in various programs such as this one that we're putting on here tonight. As a community, you benefit from your volunteers' contributions in that the services and the time that they contribute are so valuable to individuals, families, and the city to address local issues and needs. The volunteers we celebrate tonight have served as teachers, tutors, counselors, mentors of many champions, stewards of the environment, and coaches. This list probably goes on, and we all know that the work they do is so valuable. So just a few Fortis BC facts that are relative to the community of Port Coquitlam. We have 56 employees that call Port Coquitlam their home. We have 15,110 natural gas customers in the community. And when you're consuming natural gas in the community, 1% of the revenue that we get from that goes back into the community in the what we call in lieu of property taxes. So in 2015, $380,000 went back into the community directly to local government, but as well through the schools. So that's another way that we can give back. So every year, thank you. So every year I struggle with something that will give a little bit of an impact to this event. And this year I've come up with something I think you guys won't forget. You may forget everything else I've said here tonight, but this little thing that I've come up with is kind of neat. I went looking through our promo room and I found something that I can give away tonight. So I just want to see if anyone in the audience can figure out what it is. So I've got a few hints here. So it heats quickly and evenly. It lets you control heat and flame precisely. It cooks with different temperatures at the same time. And it never runs out of fuel in the middle of cooking. I haven't heard anyone say it yet. There we go. So if we can put that up on the screen. It was a little bit too large for my car, so I didn't bring it this evening. But I will have it assembled and delivered it. I'll deliver it before the end of the month to whoever wins it. So if I could call on Mayor Moore, if you want to help me to pull a name. So this is a natural gas barbecue, a 4-burner natural gas barbecue. It's valued at about $1,000. So, no, you have to draw it. Actually, it's not a name, it's a number. There we go. So number 143. Yay! Good stuff. So come see me. I'm over here at table 34, and I'll give you my business card, and we'll arrange to have that delivered to your home. All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
So before you go, again, we have a certificate of appreciation.
Thank you.
I'm not sure how many walls you have in your office, because I'm sure it's quite full of these now.
Going down the wall, down the stairwell.
Excellent. Yeah. And some flowers on behalf of us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Now on to the next part of the evening. I'm going to bring back Kevin Lim to introduce our first councillor.
Bring this back down to Hobbit size. I call Mayor Moore Gandalf the Great on Twitter all the time. I'm sure you get the, especially when we stand beside each other too. All right, so before we begin our awards presentation, I'd like to give a very special thank you and acknowledge the 24 incredible students from Riverside and Terry Fox leadership programs volunteering their time to provide us for the services this evening. So thank you very much. As a former Rapid, I'm very happy to see my fellow Rapids putting the differences aside to go and volunteer together with the Terry Foxers. We also want to recognize last year's award recipients that were able to take part in this year's selection committee. Alana Stockford, Jack Bowes, David Bird, by the way, your brother Mike says hi on Twitter, Norman Fletcher, and Margaret Owens. So thank you for your assistance. We appreciate that very much. And on that note, let's get started with their very first category. It's the U21 category. And with that, to help us present it, it's Councillor Penner.
Excellent. Good evening. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, and thank you for everything that you do for our community. Oh, we're going to... All right. I'm pleased to present the next award in the category of the U21. This category honors the Port Coquitlam youth under age of 21 who has demonstrated outstanding commitment in our community and has made an extraordinary volunteer contribution in any of the categories. Our nominees showed us that we have many exemplary individuals and certainly no shortage of them. We received a total of, how many? 10. We got 10 nominations. I believe this is the most we've ever received in this category. Our community is certainly going to benefit from this growing bunch of young people. Our nominees may be young, but they are certainly showing us adults a thing or two about volunteering. So, as I announce each of your names, please stand so we can see who you are. And may I ask, please ask our audience members to keep your applause down to a dull roar until at the end of all the names have been read. And I hope I get these correct. Thank you. And the 10 nominees are Shihazine Arhasad, Emma Foster, Ashley Lauranino, Shauna Lyle, Harris Mahmoud, Karine Murray, Ian Ortega, Jake Seed, Zoe Taylor, and Alex Zacharias. Big round of applause. As you can imagine, it was difficult to choose just one of these fantastic youth tonight. And so for the first time, the selection committee has recognized 2 deserving youth worthy of this award. They both demonstrated exemplary qualities to be recognized. Both of these individuals have shown compassion, caring, and commitment. They have been very active, involved in volunteering, not just lately, but for quite a while. Our first recipient, while in secondary student, started a volunteer group at her school to spread goodness and cheer through random acts of kindness. This nominee also helps fundraise and build school in Sierra Leone through the Habitat for Humanity program. Since graduating, this nominee has been volunteering with a church group, youth group, and the I Am Someone campaign to end bullying. And this has been described as always being positive and enthusiastic. Hopefully I haven't given too much away. I am pleased to present this year's U Award for our first recipient, Ashley Lauranino. Do you want to come on up, Ashley? Take your time. You're tired from volunteering? Okay. We got this right here. There you go. Absolutely. Biggest one. Great. Congratulations. Okay, our second recipient in this category has volunteered with the BC Children's Hospital in the Oncology Ward, as well as the Michael Coquitlam Foundation. The nominee also helps with cleanup of a trail and is the head coach for a youth basketball team, helping young kids learn fundamental skills. The second recipient for the U21 award is Harris Mahmoud. Excuse me.
Thank you so much. I just want to say I'm actually Harris's sister, the award recipient. Yeah, he's stuck at home in the cold, unfortunately. But I'm his big sister, so yeah, I'm just going to
Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. Congratulations to both of you.
So now we'd like to introduce our next award, and that is the award for the Arts, Heritage, and Cultural Awareness category. And to present that, please welcome to the stage Councillor Forrest.
Woo-hoo! Come on, you people, get into it. That's better. Ready? Set? Volunteers make our community proud. Thank you very much for all of your time and the time away from family and various things that otherwise happen in your life to be volunteers for our community. You build community spirit, you make us proud. Thank you very much for being here. Tonight I have the privilege of presenting the Arts and Heritage Culture Awareness Award. I'm pleased to have this honor. I know many of the people in the Arts and Heritage Culture function, and many of them are here tonight. In this category, we honor those who have helped preserve and celebrate Port Coquitlam's past share of our community heritage. This thing's not built for me, sorry. Start again. We honor those who help preserve and celebrate Port Coquitlam's past shares our heritage and promote the arts and culture in our community. Benefits of arts and culture and heritage are often intangible, but they're a critical part of the fabric that makes our community. They define us, they nourish us, they give us a sense of place, and they build community spirit. This year we received a total of 9 nominations for this category. As I call out the names of the nominees, would you please stand, and we'll hold applause till the end. Pandora Ballard, Colin Craig, Beth David, Janine Davies, Alexine Law, Pia Longstaff, Ray Melville, Jeff Scott, and Ray Yano. Round of applause. This nominee dedicates many hours volunteering, in fact 1,600 hours in the past year. This individual mentors other volunteers that share the same passion and drive to spread community pride and knowledge. One nominator described our nominee as super volunteer, working day and night to get the job done, who is seen at every community event. Another nominator spoke about this nominee's role in filling a gap in the community. Because of this nominee's dedication, an ever-growing team of dedicated volunteers has expanded and blossomed in the community. So a volunteer bringing on more volunteers. Further evidence that their leadership inspires others, keeping them focused with vision and direction. This individual's work enables the community to tell their stories and communicate their own sense of identity. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the recipient of the 2016 Volunteer Recognition Award for Arts, Heritage, and Cultural Awareness, Jeff Scott. Congratulations. Please join me in a well-deserved round of applause. And Jeff had to leave his station there where he was filming us a few minutes ago.
Councillor DuPont, you are here to present this next award, which is the Caring and Safety Award. Please take it away.
Thank you. I'm pleased to present the award for our next category, Caring and Safety. This category honors those who enrich our community through their caring and humanitarian actions, and who work to make Port Coquitlam a safer place for all of us. The individuals nominated in this category all share the same community pride, as evidenced by their individual descriptions provided in our program tonight. I'm sure you will agree. This category received 6 nominations. As I call out the following names of the nominees, would you please stand? Sandy Burpee, Dave Collins, Bruce Hansen, Ingrid Heinrich, Karen McDermott, and Mavis Nembard. Thanks. Thank you. I don't want to knock it over. Thanks. Thank you. This nominee has volunteered 1,000 hours this past year alone, and I'm pretty sure that's been the average for every year as long as this person has been volunteering. This nominee is described as truly dedicated, caring and peaceful, and never gives up. Keeping focused and staying true to the task, resulting in positive outcomes for our community and the Tri-Cities. This nominee's drive, dedication, and passion over the years has made a difference in our community, from helping those at risk to working with groups such as the Tri-Cities Homelessness Task Force, Share Food Bank, Regional Housing Coalition, and Coquitlam Search and Rescue. Please join me in welcoming and presenting the 2016 Award for Caring and Safety to Sandy Burpee.
You know, this next category, I feel, needs a special introduction, because it's a very special award, and those of us who care about the community also care about the environment and the city that we grow up in, especially with young kids, perhaps. Like myself, I've got a young one at home, and I know that protecting the community and the environment is something that I'm very passionate about as well. So I want to introduce this in the style of a movie trailer. And now, I'm pleased to present the Environmental Protection and Enhancement Award. Please welcome to the stage, Councillor Washington. I'll be very happy to record your voicemail after if you need it.
Well, I would expect it, he would have called my name out for the football field reference. Yes. A few people on the football field named Washington. Thank you, and I'm pleased to present the award for the Environmental Protection and Enhancement for the 4th year in a row. Councillor DuPont, thank you very much. She knows I'm the steward of the environment on council, so I guess that's an inside joke. This award honors volunteers who are committed to promoting and preserving Port Coquitlam's natural environment for present and future generations. These volunteers do whatever it takes to protect nature's legacy. You may see them leading and educating the public at various community gatherings, out on our rivers and streams, or fundraising for much-needed equipment, or perhaps even spending long hours building projects. The organizations benefiting from these nominees in this category have been the Hyde Creek Watershed Society, Friends of the de Beauville Slough, Burke Mountain Naturalists, and the United Way Avenues of Change. As I call the names of the nominees for this category, would you please stand? Linda Dory, Sean Lamb, Shane Peachman, Jeff Rudd, and Christina Saremba. Can we give them all a round of applause, please? This year's recipient has volunteered thousands of hours and more than a decade preserving our community's natural environment for present and future generations. This nominee often use their own resources and car for a variety of tasks ranging from cleanup jobs on the rivers, in the parks, and transporting building materials. As one nominator wrote, countless children, parents, and community members have benefited from the commitment and knowledge. This nominee's experience in the construction industry was invaluable in building of the High Creek Hatchery and Education Center, and he has since served as Director, Treasurer, Vice President, and currently as President of the Society. Wow. It's a privilege and honor for me to announce the recipient of this year's 2016 Award for Environmental Protection and Enhancement to Shane Peachman. Oh, we're going to draw two.
I'd like to personally thank you guys for providing a piece of property that we can volunteer.
You would like to say that?
What I'd like to do is thank the City of Port Coquitlam for providing the piece of property that we as volunteers have spent so much time at the Hatchery and Learning Center in educating everybody. But without that piece of property, we would still probably be operating in somebody's backyard. I thank you, the cooperation, and just you guys give us so much support to make it happen. Sure, we do a lot of work, but you support us, and that's what makes it good. Thanks.
The next category is the Sports and Recreation Award, and to present that, please welcome to the stage Councillor Pollock.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And it strikes me, sitting in this corner watching that screen, how many faces have been here year after year, people who keep volunteering, and we appreciate it. It's like Greg said, what makes our city great. So I have the pleasure of presenting the award in the category of Sports and Recreation. This category honors volunteers who enhance the quality of physical activity in the city. They contribute to the management and/or operations of a sports or recreation activity, or demonstrate outstanding dedication to Port Coquitlam sports and recreation community. Excuse me. Our city has a strong belief in the role of sports and recreation in creating a healthy and complete community. Not only do most of our nominees have their own family and sport-related functions to attend and benefit from, but they volunteer so that other families also have the benefit and opportunity that comes with the feeling of being part of a team. In this category, we received 5 nominations. As I call your names, would you please stand up to be recognized? Mike Bowen, Joe Collins, who couldn't be here, Steve Dunlop, Eric Svingen Jones, and Renee Kinnear. The saying goes, energy makes energy. Then this person certainly has enough to go around for all of us. As you know, a dedicated volunteer goes head on with tasks, and in this case, the range is huge. Sometimes they spend their own money. They certainly use their own energy, but most of all, this nominee makes sure that all players get an opportunity to participate. This individual has organized and coached junior and senior levels of high school volleyball programs with a minimum of 300 hours per season since 2008. After the school season concludes, that schedule is complemented with coaching and managing a church baseball team, an international softball league, as well as summer games for adult levels of volleyball. Previous activities include coaching U17 soccer, girls minor softball, and girls t-ball. As one of the nominators wrote, every player and parent has raved at the care shown and concern for all of the girls regardless of their circumstances or ability. Another one of his nominators wrote, he believes in team. He teaches them respect, determination, and of course, how to be the best they can be, win or lose. It's my pleasure to announce the year's Sports and Recreation Award recipient as Eric Svinjan Jones. Thank you and congratulations, Eric. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
So I've been working on something because Joan, who you heard earlier from Fortis, suggested, Sexy Slow Jams is part of our morning show on 102.7 The Peak that we do every other Wednesday, where we take everyday things and we try to make them sound sexy. It's a creative task that we try to do, and I thought I would try my very best to write a sexy slow jam about volunteering. I don't have a music with me, so you're gonna have to just close your eyes, pretend there's some music as you listen to the docile tones of Barry White Rice. See, it's funny when you can see me because I'm Asian. See, it's a... Hey girl, I see you volunteering all your time. I'm attracted to your spirit. I want to make you mine. You make Poco great around the clock. Now I want to show you my great big heart, 'cause I too am a giver. And tonight, I'm going to give it to you all night long. The end. That's it. Thank you. It wasn't that good, but I thought I'd try. I was going to throw a Mayor Moore joke in there too, but I thought, I know you can take a joke, but I don't want my taxes to suddenly increase for some reason. Oh, what is... Our next award is the Youth Programs Awards. Please welcome Councillor West.
I'm pleased to present the award for our next category in youth programs. This category recognizes those who support youth through the development, provision, or participation in youth programs and activities. Our future as a community relies on the youth of today, as evidenced here tonight and on City Council. That was a joke. You see, when I was 23 and elected to City Council, I could do those jokes. Now, not so much. Volunteers who work with youth are fulfilling a special role in helping determine what our world will be like in the future. They provide a positive example that contributing towards your community can make a difference. This year, we've received a total of 6 nominations in the category. As I call out the names of this year's nominee, would you please stand? Anthony Kalori, Dave Lee, Leon Lee, Ryan Mack, Tanya Pankratz, and Julie Yu. This nominee contributes great energy to the neighborhood and school children. Described as the playground mom, always watching out for them, and the first to notice if someone is left out, hurt, or needing care. Dedicated to keeping kids active, she worked with the school PAC to have sports equipment in every classroom and improved the after-school program, which now has 20 parent volunteers and over 300 students. As a strong advocate for recycling, on her own initiative, she started a program teaching kids how to properly sort their waste. She is described as an unsung hero. She puts her whole self into making sure kids have a chance to set and reach goals and make their world a better place by helping the environment. I'm pleased to announce the recipient of the 2016 Youth Programs Award winner is Tanya Pankratz.
This next one is a biggie. It is the Lifetime Volunteer Award, and this next presenter needs no introduction.
Thank you, Willie. Oh, sorry, wrong show. Before we get into the Lifetime Volunteer Award, I do want to recognize a few of our phenomenal volunteers that are actually no longer with us, that passed away this past year. And just to give a thought, I'm sure as I say these names, you'll remember each one of them and the type of volunteer work that they did in our community to make it a better place. Rolly Fox, Julie Calder, Stan Weiss, Velma Ross, Ron Davenport, Carol Suvi, and Diane Graves. So we just give a thought, you know, I think we all remember those folks and what they did to our community. Let's give them a round of applause even though they're not here. So it's my pleasure to introduce the 2016 Lifetime Volunteer Award. The Lifetime Volunteer Award recipient is an individual who has dedicated many years to improve the community through their volunteer services. Each nominee has shared their time, heart, soul, and passion for areas in which they contributed. Picking just one person is always difficult because as we as a community, we benefit greatly in different ways from so many people. Now, before I introduce our recipient, let me say a few of their highlights. Tonight, the recipient has been volunteering since the 70s, starting as an early childhood educator before moving on to the Variety Club Telethon in the 1980s as one of their key fundraisers. Currently, activities include various memberships with our Wilson Center, the Honeycombs Entertainment Group, the community, and a community member liaison with the Business Improvement Association. However, I think most of us in this room will know this Lifetime Volunteer recipient with her involvement in our Royal Canadian Legion Branch 133, and as a BC Yukon Command of that Royal Canadian Legion. In addition to coordinating the city's annual Remembrance Day services, she is the recording secretary of Branch 133 and has been a member of the Society since 2007, holding the positions of President, Vice President, and Membership Chair. All of us on council have had the pleasure of seeing this person each year at council meetings when she receives the Veterans Week proclamation and presents us with our Remembrance Day flag that we fly during Veterans Week. Throughout her several roles with the Legion, she has excelled in everything from fundraising to event planning, and let's not forget the dedicated annual Poppy Drive, which proceeds funnel back into our community. By the way, I'm not sure if everybody knows that. Every poppy that you donate to, that money doesn't go somewhere else. It actually stays right here in Port Coquitlam, and the Legion rededicates that to scholarships, and all the money just stays right here. So remember that next time. Which, if you think about it, is a pretty phenomenal thing that these veterans that have given us so much are continuing to give back by reminding us of the sacrifice that they made or their comrades made, but giving back that money to go back into our community. It's just sensational. So anyways, throughout her several roles with the Legion, she has excelled in everything that she has done. She has been a community member that's open-minded, and I think every one of us on council adores her and loves her, and I know that she's given us a hard time every once in a while to make sure that we get going in the right direction. And so, but in such a loving and caring way. So I'm very honored to announce that the 2016 Lifetime Volunteer Award is Irene Brown.
Now, who goes down to whose level? Yes, if I can.
Irene's never been short of words.
But I don't have my script. Thank you so much. I'm almost speechless. I did not expect this. I just want to share this with you all for acknowledging your contribution to. Thank you.
I think you can stay here.
Thank you.
No, I think you can stay here.
I can stay here?
Yeah. Because you're just going to come back anyways.
Oh.
So what we do now in the evening, I always get worried when Pardeep starts to walk towards me. I think I've missed something. Okay, so I'm in the right spot. So I want to invite all the award recipients back up to stage so that we can unveil the plaque of honor as well as the plaque for the Lifetime Volunteer and take a picture with all of the award recipients. So if I could ask all of the award recipients to come back up to stage, that would be wonderful. You can clap for them again. Oh, sorry. It is a still picture. All right, so you guys on both sides. 1, 2, 3. You need to start.
I'm here with Joan Isaac with Fortis BC, and they are the official sponsor here today at the Port Coquitlam Volunteer Awards. Joan, tell us a little bit about what you do, and what does it mean to you to be the sponsor for the 18th year, I heard?
Yes, it's very important for us to be giving back in the communities where we provide service. So for me personally, it's just one way that we can demonstrate that we invest back into the communities. So it's a small amount of money that we're able to support the local government here with this award or with this awards dinner, but very significant in recognizing volunteers.
And so have you been here for the last 18 years?
Not myself personally. I've been here, this will be my 5th year, but yeah, we've been investing in this program for 18 years.
Fantastic. I mean, volunteers do make a difference, and as Port Coquitlam said, their volunteers are priceless. Now tell us a little bit about Fortis in a nutshell. What does Fortis do?
Yeah, well, we're a natural gas provider. We're in 135 communities throughout the province. We also have electricity services in the Kootenays, and as well, we also provide alternative energy services as well.
Well, that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the employee volunteer program that Fortis has put together.
Yeah, well, Fortis as a corporation has 2,000 employees, so employees that give out into the charities. So if you gave $100 to a local charity, Fortis BC would match that up to 50%. So they'd give $50. We also have just an automatic $300 donation that goes out to any organization that we volunteer for. So there's lots of programs like that, and our employees are out there all the time volunteering for various initiatives throughout the province.
And yourself, what kind of volunteer work are you doing?
Oh, I volunteer on a foundation board. We raise money to help an organization that provides housing for people with developmental disabilities.
Fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you later.
Great, thank you.
Kathy, we've had a lot of fun here today. The food was great. A lot of pasta, pizza, and salads with San Remo Foods. And now I'm having a little bit of dessert with Menchie's cake batter yogurt. It's been amazing. The volunteer awards have been fantastic. Remember, if you're a volunteer or you know someone who volunteers in the Tri-Cities in Port Coquitlam, why don't you nominate them for next year's awards? The City of Port Coquitlam, go to their website and nominate them today. Thanks so much, and let's catch up soon.